Hey guys, StandardVR, coach of the Kansas City Kirim, here with your Week 2 SPL Draft League game against Kurpie and the Toronto Raptors. If you enjoy the Draft League content, drop a sub. Let me know how you've been enjoying the other coaches' games. Definitely check out Kurpie's channel. His link is in the description below, along with all of the other coaches and Head Honchos. Drop some subs. I'd appreciate it. They'd appreciate it. And let's get on to the team preview. And if you want to jump ahead to the battles, timestamp is below. But let's get into it. They have a super bulky, super offensive team led by Darkrai, which just outspeeds everything and hits everything for super effective damage. It's really hard to prep for this mon. Dragonite can set up, Metagross can set up, Ursaluna can set up. All three of those mons, also if they have an Assault Vest, they are so bulky, they're very hard to take down. Glimmora is a bit of a problem. It can set rocks, set some T-Spikes. You run on Corrosion, you can even poison my Scizor, you know what I mean? Klefki can set some screens. Sinistcha can just pivot around, be super bulky, be super annoying with like Calm Minds, Strength Saps. Then you got the Terra Slowbro and Terra Infernape, which is really hard to prep for. Infernape, I don't have a lot of really great switch-ins to, and obviously Slowbro is always a menace with its bulk and coverage. Like, this thing is just so threatening. So let's get into what we brought this week and see if we can't sneak out a win against a very experienced Kurpie. Again, definitely check out their content if you are a fan of Draft League. So, we, of course, Rhyperior. Assault Vested again with a Water Terra, just to kind of make it a little bit bulkier against, like, you know, Slowbro, just so we don't get, like, EQ'd to death. It's got 152 HP, it's got 140 plus attack, and it's got 216 Speed F, so it can kind of, you know, sit in front of a Slowbro a little bit. We're going to try and see if it'll work. Will it? Gotta stay around to find out. Then we got, of course, the Choice Banded Roaring Moon, just to throw off some big knockoffs. We got 252 attack, 168 plus speed, and we just split the bulk. It lives, I believe, most things from Darkrai, like Ice Beams. So, you know, Roaring Moon, decently Speed F, bulky mon. It's gonna put in some work. Then we got our Choice Scarf and Enamorus. This thing is full bulk. 172 HP, 52 defense, 252 Speed Def, and only 32 points in speed because it's already so fast. And it is modest. Obviously, if Kurpie brings Assault Vested mons, this thing has a very hard time picking up KOs. But nothing can really kind of come in and just one-shot it. It's absolutely ridiculous. Then we have the lead Focus Sash Mew, because we need some Stealth Rocks. We need to wear this guy down if he's going to be pivoting around with that Regenerator Slowbro. We got the Taunt to stop setup. We got the Taunt to stop rocks. This kind of helps against their lead Infernape. This helps any kind of setup stuff. And we got that Misty Explosion in case they want to bring in Darkrai and try to, you know, bait a Psychic on like an Infernape. They bring in Darkrai, we Misty Explode, and we switch out into one of our other threats. We got a leftover Scizor this week. We're going to try it out. I'm not a huge fan of lefty Scizor, but we got 252 HP, only 4 points in attack, and 252 Speed F, because I am very scared of this Blood Moon, so I really want to, like, soak a hit and, like, close combat it. Hit it back. You know what I mean? Then, Shaman's coming off the bench with a Terra Steel Chalon Berry. This thing is max special attack, does so much damage. We split the bulk because those 100 points across the board in IVs. It's good. It eats a lot of hits, and this is my Blood Moon and Slowbro check. The Chalon Berry is simply there so I can sit in front of a Blood Moon. If they want to go for Blood Moon, they want to go for Hyper Voice. The Chalon Berry, you know, weakens it, and then I can Terra Steel next turn, and obviously 2 Seed Flares picks up Blood Moon. This is so I don't have to Terra Steel immediately to avoid a normal type move. And that way, they might be baited into clicking Earth Power when they first see the Shaman, and it won't do that much damage. That's the plan. So those are the 6 that we are bringing this week. What are your predictions on if I can actually sneak out a win against this very experienced draft player in Kurpie and the Toronto Raptors? They have an absolutely cracked team that's very hard to break, very offensive, does a ton of damage to everything across the board. Let's see if we can't sneak a win. Let's get into these games. Let's get it. All right, we have week 2 of the SPL D League. We are up against Kurpie, who has a ridiculously good defensive team with that Slowbro, which is Terra Fairy, which is why we have SD Scizor, and why we have Steel Terra Shaman. That Infernape is a bit of a problem. he has like really good leads into everything. So we're going to go Mew. I think that's my dedicated lead. That's kind of where I was looking at starting. So we're going to start there. Guys, if you haven't yet, drop a sub on the channel if you're interested in Draft League content. We have a lot of Legends ZA. We probably also will get back into some VGC and maybe some Smogon singles as well. And make sure to drop a follow on Kurpie's channel and all of the coaches, which are linked in the description below. So let's get on to these battles. Alright, good luck, have fun to Kurpie. Let's see what we got. Infernape Bleed. This could be a Sash Infernape Bleed, you know what I'm saying? Could be Taunt. Could be their Rock Setters. We could just taunt it. We could just throw off a Raw Psychic, to be honest. Could just U-turn. U-turn's actually a really good play. I think I am just going to try and get Rocks up. They could taunt. They could U-turn into Darkrai too. Yeah, we'll go ahead and get our Rocks up. Infernape should be faster. There's the U-turn. Takes so much damage. That's fine. Darkrai comes in. I don't think it's too big of a problem. They either have to hit us or set up. That's their two options. Alright, big thinking. Should be pretty obvious that I think we're just setting rocks, but again, Mew, the ultimate wildcard, man. Who knows what it's doing? Could be Dragon Dancing. Nah, it's just a standard lead Mew. We got Honeycut. We got the Ursaluna on deck. We're gonna get some Stealth Rocks up, and I am taunting this thing because I do not want it Calm Minding. And that's just how we play the game. Calm Mind Ursaluna is so good into this team. So if you would like to take out this Mew, go ahead. All I really wanted from this lead was rocks, so I could break a potential like Darkrai Sash. Because that Mon, also absolutely insane. And I think their only removal is Glamora with Mortal Spin. We have a Super Spidef Scizor to kind of block that, so we should be okay. I have a hard time KOing this Ursaluna, which is why we are definitely getting a taunt up to not let it, you know, set up. Yeah, there's Earth Power. That's fine. Mew sticking around. All right. We could just throw off a Psychic. Could throw off a Misty Explosion if we expect Darkrai to come in, but we'll just throw off a Psychic here. Vacuum Wave, good tech. Doesn't even KO Mew. Should definitely write down that it has Vacuum Wave. Some good chip. All right. Nothing really wants to take a Vacuum Wave, to be honest. I mean, this thing, but I also don't want to switch into a Blood Moon. We'll try and get off a Misty Explosion in case they want to get cheeky and go into Darkrai. Yeah, there's that Vacuum Wave. Cool. Okay, so I'm assuming that you are vested. Mew. Psychic does 23 to 27. That is a vested Ursaluna. So we did 25. What's our best play here? We could go Rhyperior, and we could Terra Water immediately. And probably just KO it, to be honest. I mean, if they let us. That's the thing. If they let us. We could also go Shaman. Because this is kind of what Shaman is for. Thinking here. Thinking. Let's go Shaman. I want to get a Leech Seed up on this. Actually, I just need to hit this. I can't afford a Leech Seed on this thing. We do have, I don't know if you saw, we have the Chalon Berry. So even if they Blood Moon here, it's not going to do a whole lot. But I think they are actually chipped enough that Seed Flare should do a lot. So we could just get a Leech Seed up here. Because they did not bring the Sinistcha, which is very surprising. And I'm very glad I kept Leech Seed on this mon, because I was definitely thinking about going Air Slash. Yeah, there's the pivot. It should be like Infernape. Yeah. Cool. Not Boots. Could be Scarf, could be Band. They are Fighting Terrorists, so it's like super aggressive. I do think that we do have a decent pivot into, let's just assume Band. Enamorus kind of doesn't need a Flare Blitz. That's what Enamorus doesn't need. Rhyperior takes way too much. Yeah, we don't really have a switch into this, do we? And Flare Blitz is kind of free. Huh. Yeah, I got in a bit of a pen here. But they are banned. If they Flare Blitz, there's a roll where Enamorus doesn't die. They could also be Scarf. Do I need... I do need Rhyperior. We're going Enamorus. Might be a little bit aggressive because Scarf Moonblast does do a lot into Darkrai. U-turn, fantastic. Alright, how much did that do? That didn't do a whole lot. About 10%? Hard to say, hard to say. Alright. This could be Blood Moon. This could be Metagross. We are super defensively bulky. Not super defensively bulky. We're actually max Spadef. But we have enough bulk, I believe, to live a Metagross, like, banded Bullet Punch. Yeah. Yeah, there's the Metagross. But we do always have... So it's not Boots. Another scary thing is Agility Metagross. Earth Power does a lot, but I definitely gotta keep this thing healthy. So this is always like a Scizor play, I think. If you want to call it an Earthquake, you might have Fire Punch. Does Metagross get Fire Punch? That'd be tech. I'd love that for you. Stealth Rocks. Cool, and here we are with our Defogger. Alright. We could U-turn. Again, we don't really have a great pivot into Infernape. Which means what we might want to do, because you're not banded, is we might actually want to go into, like, Rhyperior. We shouldn't take too much from anything, but again, if Infernape comes out... Yeah, I'll double the Rhyperior. I'll be back. Earthquake's pretty free. They didn't bring the Dragonite, which is very surprising. Yeah, there's Earthquake. Does a lot, but Rhyperior's kind of stupid. You know what I mean? So, scary thing is this thing could be like Agility Weakness Policy. I don't think I want to Terra yet. But would you be Rock's agility weakness policy? Probably. Probably. There's the pivot. Slowbro. WTP. That's a Slowbro. Not Boots, Slowbro. Alright, that is a lot of damage. Do I Terra here? I think I just Terra and EQ. Like, what are you gonna do? We're at 249 HP. If I could type. So we're at 61. So Scald doesn't actually KO. Because that doesn't get the KO. I'm actually kind of thinking about going Shaman here. We'll go Shaman. I kind of want to keep this Rhyperior, weirdly enough. Like, that did so much damage. You are not max defense. There's the Terra. You Calm Mind here? Ice Beam. Nice play. Cool. So are you AV? How much does Shaman do to you? Shaman does enough. We just gotta land these Seed Flares. Or do we Earth Power? Expecting the no, we just Seed Flare this thing. If you want to come in with an Infernape, be my guest. Big Seed Flare. Doesn't get the KO. That looks like it's an AV Slowbro there. Yep. Ice Beam again. Shaman goes down. All right. We're going to go Scizor. Where are you turning? This is getting dicey. Not feeling this one. Not feeling it. I really don't want to stay in and get Scald burned. But I think that, like, Bullet Punch might just take this thing. Yeah, it would. But I don't think you're going to stay in here. Yep. Infernape. We're going to go ahead and U-turn on out. Close combat still does way too much. That's a nice crit. Alright, I do think actually from this point, Enamorus I think is decent. Obviously Moonblast does pick up, but you don't really have, I mean you have Ursaluna, which I don't really have a switch into anymore. But I think we just Earth Power. We'll find out here if it's Scarf or not. I guess maybe not. We'll see. I'm not full speed Scarf. Yeah, we got a lot of bulk in this Enamorus. There's the pivot. Into Metagross. Should do a decent chunk. That's a decent chunk. Oh, there's Citrus Berry. Ew. That's annoying. This is always a Scizor pivot. Always a Scizor pivot. I'd like to get a defog off so I don't take any more damage on this Enamorus, but we'll see what we can do. Yeah, we know you're not banded. So, like a, max attack bullet punch does half to Enam. Well, I mean 67% at the high roll. They're also decently bulky. Earth Power does 67 to 79 to no investment, so we'll see what we can do. It's getting rough. Alright. We go Scizor. Heavy Slam. Glad I didn't stay in. Actually, that would have been actually really nice for me to stay in there. But that's fine. Get a little bit of lefties. And I'm going to go ahead and get a defog off here. EQ does a lot. Go ahead and defog. Yeah, we don't need to worry about their evasion. Get a little bit of lefties value. They could just get rocks right back up, to be honest. Which is why I'm actually thinking I'm just going to go hard moon. Yeah, there's the rocks. Alright, cool. So, you do have the fairy pivot for Slowbro. I'm actually worried about that Enamorus set back there. Like, Bandit EQ is going to do a lot. So they're Heavy Slam EQ. They don't have Bullet Punch. Right? Stealth Rocks, Heavy Slam, EQ. Oh, there's the Bullet Punch. Cool. Not enough. Not enough. Alright, Moon KOs Metagross. Wish we still had Shaman. If we still had Shaman, we'd be in a decent spot, but it's okay. I think I gave up Shaman a little bit early. There's also a chance if we get this Enamorus in and get a Healing Wish off on the Rhyperior, it could kind of like reverse sweep, but we're going to find out. Again, that Blood Moon is a huge menace. Let's see. What you got, Kurp? There's Blood Moon. It's at like 75. God, this thing is so bulky. Blood Moon, AV. Earthquake does a lot. It does have Vacuum Wave. It does have everything that you could want. I do think that we Do we sack Scizor here? Scizor's still like really good, but they do still have that Infernape. If we sack Scizor here, what do we go into? Enamorus Moonblast doesn't quite do anything. Rhyperior is just going to get smoked by Earth Power. Actually, if we Terra Water, we don't get smoked by Earth Power. I think we stay in and get the damage. Yeah, that's great damage. So they're just under half. So we'll go 50. Okay, so they KO Moon. Alright, so now we're getting close. Moonblast just doesn't quite do enough. Bring Scizor in. Ooh. Bring Rhyperior in. It is slower, and we take way too much damage. Yeah, Earth Power just smokes us. But they don't have Blood Moon up. No. We go Scizor. Because what I need to do is I just need to get a little bit more chip on this thing. And I think I get just enough with Bullet Punch. Are we? No, we shouldn't be. We should be faster. Yeah, I'm just going to Bullet Punch this guy. Problem is Rhyperior is a little bit too low to do anything against this thing. Yeah, just a little bit of chip. There's Earth Power. Cool. Alright. So we have Enamorus. Earth Power does 26%. Earth Power hits everything besides that Slowbro, which I'm pretty sure is vested. Slowbro. Earth Power does, yeah, it's not going to be enough. I do think we just have to Moonblast. But they should just double to Glamora. OU offensive. Energy Ball into the Rhyperior. Does way too much. I'm gonna Earth Power. Yeah, they gave us Moon. Good play. Alright. Nam KO's Moon. There is the Slowbro with way too much health. We do just have to stay in and Earth Power this thing. Yeah, it's not doing nothing. Oh, I think they got us. If I would have just, yeah. Oh well. Very good game. We're gonna play it out. But I think they got us. I gave up Shaman too early. With no healing, I don't think that this guy can really come back. So we will go ahead and Terastallize. And we will go ahead and just click EQ. There's the Terra. Guess we could be faster, so maybe the Terra was a little premature, but that's fine. We'll get rid of Slowbro. Like I said, I think the Infernape comes in and does too much damage. Literally, the Gilnora comes in and does too much damage, to be honest, especially if they're running Energy Ball. And then Darkrai in the back is just pain. So that's a Darkrai. The other thing's gonna smoke us. Most damage output is just EQ. So Dark Pulse does a lot. We do live. They do too. GG's to Kurpie. We go 1-1 in the SPL D League. And that's okay. Guys, be sure to drop a sub, drop a like, drop a comment. Let me know how you thought the battle went. And definitely follow Kurpie and the other coaches. Their descriptions are in the link below, or their links are in the description below, excuse me. And if you've made it this far in the video, guys, please leave a like, comment, and sub. As always, have a great day. Peace.